I had a real weird experience about 2 weeks ago. I was invited to a pure romance party. Is anybody familiar with one of these things? Pure romance is like Tupperware, but with dildos. This is the best way I can describe it. And I got sucked into this thing because my friend's wife has become a consultant for pure romance. So he tells me to come on over, it's going to be the guys, and the girls will do their thing. So in my mind, I go into this thinking, we're going to be in the man cave drinking, and the women will be ordering their toys, lubes, chips, dips, chains, and whips, and all kinds of other crazy things. No, I arrived to the party to find that I am the 13th person there. And I say 13 with a purpose, because there were 6 couples and me. Which makes it all the more awkward, because I look around the room and realize these people are buying toys to use upon themselves, and they get to look at me and know that everything I purchase is for masturbatory purposes only. So that's pretty lonely.
Don't look at them.
I finally am flipping through my catalog that they hand me, and I notice that there's not really a big section of toys for guys. There are cock rings. Are you guys familiar with cock rings?
Yeah, buddy.
Okay. Now, cock rings come in different sizes. Here's my conundrum. Do I order the size that I actually require, or do I order the size that is going to best impress the 6 ladies at this function? Needless to say, I have $118 worth of cock rings coming that I can't fucking use. And I don't know what tricks I'm going to do. Like, am I going to do like my grandma used to do with her wedding ring and put yarn around it so it would fit? Because if I do that and put it on high speed, I'm going to get rug burn on one side of my dick. But it's a good thing it came with that free tube of lube with it. And the thing is, my buddy's wife tried to be like a salesman, like a car salesman, trying to give you like rust proofing. What the fuck is rust proofing? I don't know. She's like, if you're going with that one, you might want to go with the lasting lube. I'm like, why do I need lube that'll make me last longer? I'm doing this by myself. Isn't the object to fucking finish and go to sleep without crying? Because that's usually the way it ends. If I cry during, it makes for easier lubrication. That's sad. Now, I'm not a big fan of confrontation, and you know, when I was younger, I used to just shy away from it. Now I think you have to one-up confrontation. Like, if somebody approaches you crazy, I think you have to one-up them crazier. And comedy has taught me that. And what I mean is, I was doing a show recently, and a couple of drunks started heckling me, so I fire right back. And I even forget what the actual exchange of words were. I just alluded to the guy that was heckling me that he better keep his mouth shut because his girlfriend's going to end up charging him for a second hour. It's like, the longer you talk, the more she's going to cost. Well, he ends up getting pissed and charges the stage. And now, I've never had this as a heckler before. And he's like, listen, motherfucker, you got a problem? You got a problem? And the one way I knew to squash it was to look at him and be like, motherfucker, I will stab you in the chest and kill you. Have you ever died before? If you ask somebody a question that they can't really fully know how to answer, they just kind of make that look of a dog when they hear the high-pitched sound. And he's looking at his watch and shit to see if he's died before. He's like, well, it's like 9:15. I can't say no. And he went and sat down. Seriously, this squashed the incident. This dude went and sat down. It was like Jedi mind trick on it. After the show, this guy approaches me. And he says, you know, big dude, I'm really sorry. I fucked up your show. And I'm like, no, it happens. You know, you're a part of it, yada, yada. You know, kissing his ass, making him feel good. And he's like, you know what? I'm glad you didn't make a move on me. I'm like, why is that? And he's like, because I had a shoulder rotator cuff surgery a couple months back, and I don't know if I'd have taken you, you know. And he starts laughing, and I'm laughing, and then he's laughing, I'm laughing. I just like cracked that motherfucker right in his shoulder, hard as I could. And when he fell, I'm like, that's how I get down. What? Do it again. Confrontation is a funny thing. I was on the road doing some road comedy. I was in Baltimore, Maryland, and I pulled into Baltimore just to gas up before I even went to my hotel, before I went to the venue. And I get encountered with a situation that I didn't even realize I was in. I was wearing a Pittsburgh Steelers shirt, because I do represent the black and gold proudly. Yes. Whoever said boo, fuck yourself. 6 rings. 6 rings. The Bruins did beat our ass in the playoffs in hockey. No, that's fucked up. But I was wearing the Steelers shirt, and all of a sudden I'm pumping gas, and I hear somebody yell, "Hey, faggot! Hey, faggot!" Now my interest is piqued, because I'm looking around. I want to see who this faggot is. Some guy's about to get fucked up. It's going to be funny. It's going to be an experience to tell from Baltimore. And he's talking to me, and once he finally realizes he has my attention, he's like, "Your quarterback rapes women." How the fuck do you defend that as a fan? Like, interceptions I can defend. I'm like, well, you know what? He came over, they were playing cover 2, and he just really got to the ball. Like, you can defend a bad play. But pulling something out my ass in the middle of a BP parking lot, I'm like, listen, I don't even think he raped that girl in the bar in Georgia. What I think happened was, I think he was drunk, okay? I think Ben was drunk. And then I think he had to go take a piss, right? Like we all do. We get drunk, we gotta take a piss. And I think what happened, his equilibrium was off from all the alcohol, and he goes and he walks into the woman's room on accident, okay? And then he comes across a girl, she's taking a pee, she's startled. She sees a guy standing there with his dick out in his hand. She's like, "Ah!" So what's the one reaction you want to do? You're like, calm down, girl. You put your hand over her mouth. What happens when you put your hand over her mouth, right? He has his dick out. It's already out. Now he's touching a woman. What happens when you have your dick out and you're touching a woman? You get an erection. Then what happens? You're like holding her up against the wall, trying to calm her down. Dick slides in, over, and over, and over, and over again. That pass to Santonio Holmes in Super Bowl 43 was the shit, though. I don't care. Whatever. We got it on the last second. He bailed our ass out. There's something, though, that hotels never give you in a room that I think they should. Can anybody tell me what that is? I want to hear what you think hotels should give you. Hand sanitizer. They give you soap. How fucking dirty you get? How much dirty shit you do? Or you gotta clean up every couple seconds? I say a plunger. Okay? Now, yeah, once again, you're gonna look at me and be like, yeah, that's about right. I was staying in a hotel, and actually it was that Quality Inn right up there. Last October, I was staying up there. And about 6 in the morning, I wake up, I take a deuce, you know what I mean, drop a healthy one. I now realize that it is a little too large for their equipment. So I call the front desk and I'm like, listen, I'm in room 304, I need a plunger. She's like, well, I'm the only one working the front desk, so you're gonna have to come get it. Which I have no problem with, because in my mind, nobody's checking into a hotel at 6 a.m. Business people check out of a hotel at 6 a.m. And there I am, just standing there in like my holy white t-shirt, my stained up, stanky sweatpants, just fulfilling every fat stereotype known to man. And I'm all the way in the back in line. I'm number like 8, 9, 10, something. And finally, just my sheer presence must have alarmed the front desk woman. And she goes, "Can I help you, sir?" And I said, "Yes, I just called." And she said, "Uh-huh." I was like, "I called about the plunger." "The what?" "The plunger." "Oh, okay." So figuring she's going to have it right there and it's going to lessen the embarrassment of this experience. No, she had to go and get it. So now there's about 8 people and me, and we're all waiting for my plunger. So everybody now knows what just transpired in my room. She finally brings it back up and she said, "What room were you again, sir?" I said, "Room 304. And she said, "Okay, Mr. Ralich, we see that you're here for another 2 nights. You can go ahead and hold on to that." As if to say, you shit big once. We have a feeling you're going to shit big again. And we thank you for choosing the Quality Inn. Fun stuff. Not as fun as flying. I'm a nervous flyer. I do not like to fly. And I never really had a problem with it, but somewhere in like my early 20s, I started getting a problem with anxiety, so comedy was just the thing for that. That's okay, I'm drunk right now. When me and a few buddies, we went to Las Vegas, and my buddy Mike had these Flexeril, okay, which are muscle relaxers. They're not a nerve pill. They'll make you seem calm, because you can't move. Well, he hands me 10 of these. And before we even get to airport security, I notice how thoroughly everybody's getting searched. So after ingesting 2 of them, I hid the other 8 in a little picture folder in my wallet. And I said, oh shit, they're really searching people. Now the bright idea here would be to be like, hey Mike, hold on to these pills that came from your bottle with your name on them until we go to leave. No, my bright ass was like, I gotta eat all 8 of these now. And it was another good 20 minutes before we even get up to the security checkpoint. And I thought it was a really fucked up move of Pittsburgh International. They want you to take your shoes off. You ever seen a 500-pound man try to put fucking boots back on? I didn't. I put them on my hands and proceeded through the airport. I could not get my foot back in. It had that little thing where the back of your shoe keeps fucking up and going down. Couldn't get it back in, so there I am with 2 Timberlands just on my hands. I finally get through the airport, and my buddies just said, fuck it, leave him. Because I couldn't move. And the further I went, the longer that went on, these Flexor were setting in, so my equilibrium was just gone. I couldn't balance. I show up at the gate, and the flight attendant's standing in this gate, and she goes, we've been waiting on you. At least one of my buddies was kind enough to tell her I was coming. Have you guys ever arrived to like a surprise party or something late and fucked everything up? That's how I felt walking on this plane, because everybody was seated, their tables were in the upright positions and shit, and everybody's ready to go, but they know they're waiting on one guy. And I'm the guy that gets on. Only flight, swear to God, that I've ever had where my seat was in the very final row of the plane. 32 seats B and C. Yeah, I'd buy 2. I'm not a prick like that. I'm not going to squish up next to you, you know what I mean? I want my room as much as you want yours. It just takes 2 seats for me. Like I said, my equilibrium's all fucked up from the pills, so I start doing this little game of pardon me, excuse me, the whole way down the aisle of the plane, where it's like I'm fucking somebody in the ear, and then putting my ass on the other one's shoulder, so you pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. And I see the look of disgust down the whole side of this fucking plane, because they know they're about to get ear fucked. So I'm like, you know what, I gotta even this shit up. Pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. I tried to devise it by 3, 10 rows, switch, 10 rows, switch. You know, gotta be polite with it. I heard there was a single lady somewhere over here earlier. I was paying the fuck attention, don't think I wasn't. That's right, is that you, the one that's hoping, oh God, is he talking to me? Yeah, I'm talking to you, what's up? I have a motto when it, hey, single lady, when it comes to sex, I have a motto, and that is, whether I'm good or not, I'm always on top, so either way, you're screaming, okay? I just want you to remember that. You'll be looking up at me, pumping and sweating, thinking John's been in the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade for 9 years now. Where the fuck is SpongeBob? I've also discovered when it comes to dating that no only really means no if you're stronger than me. Rape joke.